PEO has an additional benefit that comes along, and it's sort of an outcropping, if you will, of the new Affordable Care Act. You know, the Affordable Care Act comes with unrestricted, unprovoked audit rights. That's right. That's what I said. Unrestricted, unprovoked. The IRS and the Department of Labor can come to your business and audit your payroll and your employment practices with no reason whatsoever, other than they feel like auditing. And I mean, I'm not a conspiracist or anything of that nature, but I do know that the government has a tendency to collaborate amongst organizations. And gosh, I have this vision in my mind of a clown car pulling up in front of my business with the Department of Labor guy and the IRS guy bailing out of the front seats, and the back seats flip down, and out jumps the Internal Revenue Service guy, the INS guy, the OSHA guy, the EEOC guy, and maybe the state guy from the unemployment office, all piling out to come and take a look at my business while we happen to be here. I know, maybe I'm overstating, but I do know that as a business owner, I'll do anything that I can to avoid being in the crosshairs of a federal audit. My name's Art. I'm going to be your tour guide today, and we're going to talk about PEO. People ask me all the time, what is PEO? Well, it stands for Professional Employer Organization, but it really represents so much more. In this day and age of overregulated everything, the Affordable Care Act has really driven home the point that it's risky and expensive to be an employer. Furthermore, it's non-core to most businesses. Let's be honest, we outsource everything. Why else would people stand online at Starbucks to pay 10 times the cost of a cup of coffee that they could just as easily brew at home? We outsource for expertise. We outsource because it's non-core to what we do. We outsource because, well, not in the case of coffee, but in the case of lawyers, accountants, and website designers and graphic designers and all sorts of things that we outsource every day, they have more expertise than we could possibly afford to have full-time on our own payroll. It'd cost you $1 million to have the people, the training, and the resources to have a full-blown human resources department. Would be cost prohibitive for any business under, say, 1,000 employees, or 800, 750. But I can tell you that if you have less than those number of employees that we just talked about, there's no reason in the world that you should be doing your own HR. In the co-employment relationship with a PEO, you have no employees who report to your federal tax ID number. All of those employees are on the federal tax ID number of your co-employer, the PEO. So when it comes time for auditing payrolls, there's nothing to see here. Remember that movie? Right there, PEO provides a magnificent deflection value from the risk of an audit under the Affordable Care Act. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The Department of Labor audits, the EEOC audits, the unemployment claims, the health care claims, the list is endless. The risks of having employees far exceed almost any other risk that any other business could possibly take on, unless you're in the business of moving nuclear waste or something. Employees are just risky, and the more you have, the riskier it becomes, because you have less of a physical connection and a relationship with them. Outsourcing to a PEO gives those employees with easy cloud-based internet access to their full portfolio of benefits. It gives you as an employer access to a full, rich environment of reporting and integration with your QuickBooks or whatever accounting package your accountant uses, so that you can do your books and report your taxes accurately at the end of the year. Well, 90% of all PEO transactions are completed with a PEO salesperson cold calling, emailing, spamming a client, a prospective client, arranging a meeting, and coming and convincing that client that their PEO is exactly the right PEO for your business. Well, the truth is there are 700 PEOs, and there are thousands of different types of businesses. Some are white collar, some are blue collar, and some are no collar at all. So which one's right for you? Well, maybe it's the one that knocked on your door or sent you an email, but then again, maybe not. I founded PEO Specialists to help businesses, just like I was in need of help at one point. I've been a consumer of PEO on multiple occasions. I've been an insider of PEO on multiple occasions. And I noticed that all of these transactions were done with the person in the middle representing the best interests of the PEO. And I thought, gosh, this is just like a commercial real estate transaction. I don't do it very often. Most companies will stay with a PEO 7 or 8 years on average. And so I look at that and I think, wow, this is a pretty complicated transaction, but there's nobody to help me do it. How do I know the questions to ask or the answers to expect? So I founded PEO Specialists for just that reason. We've hand-selected a dozen of the best PEOs in the country. They range the gap from blue collar to white collar, no collar at all. We carefully match your business to the right group of PEOs so that they can bid to earn your business. We collect the data one time. We put it into packages that we submit to each of the bidders. And when questions are answered, we answer them uniformly. So what we get back is an apples-to-apples comparison between multiple PEOs that were pre-selected for their quality. Pick the PEO that we think is the best price and service value, and then and only then invite them in to sit down and have their salesperson sell you on why their PEO is the best PEO or the right PEO. If we make the decision to go forward, we'll assist you managing the contract, which is a complicated contract because it takes in a whole lot of things, and we'll help and assist in the onboarding to make sure that your people and your accounting system are onboarded properly and that everything lands in a safe cloud-based environment and the relationship is stable and sound so that you can go back to what it is that you do to be in business in the first place. Look, you started watching this video and you knew that I was a fan for PEO. Maybe I've said something today that make you think a little bit more. If I did, and if you'd like to know more about PEO and how it might tie up with your business, click that button right down there. All you got to do is let me know that you're interested. Either I or somebody else from my organization will get in touch with you and we'll go through some questions and answers and we'll figure out whether PEO is potentially a good fit for your business. So thanks so much.